Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Uplift Flight 2021 with service to Denver and Aurora. We are currently first in line for takeoff and are expected to be in the air in approximately 5 minutes' time. We ask that you please fasten your seatbelts at this time and secure all baggage underneath your seat or in the overhead compartments. We also ask that your seats and tray tables are in the upright position for takeoff. Please turn off all personal electronic devices, including laptops and cell phones. Smoking is prohibited for the duration of the flight. Thank you for choosing Uplift Airlines. Enjoy your flight.
Denver. Meet Joe. Joe's dad is incarcerated. He wants to graduate, but he's lived with 3 different families and attended 2 schools this year. He's flunking. Meet Janie. She's 15 years old. She's the oldest in a family of 12. She didn't sleep last night because she was protecting her younger siblings from her mom's boyfriend. Yep, you read that right, protecting. She wants to do well in school, but the stress from home is more than she can take. There are 60,000 kids in Denver public schools who know what at-risk means. At-risk isn't a land far, far away. It's here. It's now. It affects you and me. When Colorado Uplift shows up, things start to change. Colorado Uplift is the most comprehensive, out-of-the-box, full-time, non-stop, relationship-based solution to the needs of kids, and it's changing lives. Imagine teams of full-time, ethnically diverse staff who pour into students' lives 24/7. Imagine a bunch of vans picking up, dropping off, running kids all over the place, developing life-changing relationships. And imagine that's happening all over Denver. Imagine in-school accredited classes that teach character qualities, life skills, leadership development. Imagine high school kids giving back, mentoring younger kids, teaching and sharing what they've learned. Imagine the sense of fulfillment and security that comes from one significant, caring adult relationship that goes far beyond the classroom. Year after year, grade to grade. And then imagine one kid graduating, then another, and another, and a whole bunch of kids. And imagine one kid impacting one family, one community, and a whole city. Do you know what that means? Imagine. That's what Colorado Uplift does.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Colorado Uplift CEO, Dr. Joe Sanders.
Well, thank you very much. Truly an honor to be here tonight. I'd just like to begin by just thanking you all for being here, for those who are in person. I'd also like to thank all of those who are online, who are joining us. We appreciate you all being here. Special thank you to Walt and Sue, as well as all of our executive committee members and their spouses, our board members and their spouses. Just thank you for your ongoing support and your leadership. I also want to thank our donors and our sponsors, for this event, especially our diamond sponsor, Brown & Company. Without those sponsorships, this event would not be possible. And I want to acknowledge some special folks that we have among us today. The first person I want to acknowledge is Miss Diane Hutchison. Diane is the wife of Kent Hutchison, who founded Colorado Uplift. And Diane, I just want to personally thank you for your presence, for your encouragement, for your constant prayers for me, for my family, and for the staff. It really means a lot. And again, thank you for being here tonight. Another group I want to acknowledge, Dr. Hutchison's had a vision that we would take what we do here in Colorado and expand that and replicate that across the nation. And we have great representation of that vision coming to reality with some of the folks we have with us tonight. We have folks from Elevate USA, staff and board members. So if you all could raise your hand, stand, or something to be recognized, but we'd like to give you a hand and thank you for being here as well. And I'd like to also recognize the Uplift staff. Several of them are here tonight. Many of them after spending all day with the students in schools, and you'll go back tonight and you'll probably still have more conversations with students. But thank you truly for what you do every day. Thank you for being here today. And we also have some staff that I want to highlight that were directly responsible for this event, starting with Nicole Peters, as well as Gina Burson and Brian Stammer. Just the coordination that went into an event like this was tremendous. Especially when we say an event like this, because as some of you know, this started off as a big in-person gala like we traditionally do, and then it moved to an online event, and then we came up with this hybrid. And so the communication on that was kind of challenging to get out, but you know what? It must have worked because you're here, and we're having this event. So again, we're grateful to the staff for your efforts in putting this all together. Yeah, thank you. So when I think about this event and the theme specifically, taking flight into our future, I'm actually reminded of my time in the Air Force. And when I was in the Air Force, I was a space and missile officer, so I spent a lot of my time wearing a flight suit that looked very similar to the one you see up there on the screen. And on this flight suit, there was, your rank and your names. It had a few things on there, but the thing that stood out to me mostly on that flight suit was this patch right here. And this is a patch of our American flag. Because wearing this patch reminded me every day why I serve my country. It reminded me of the ideals of this nation: liberty and justice for all. I remember we would be in our briefing room, getting our mission brief, and we're sitting in this room, and there's folks from all over with different squadrons, and they all had their different squadron patches with different colors. But as I sat in that room and I looked around, there was one patch that really bound us all together, and that was this patch right here. And it was a patch that just let us all know that no matter what we're about to encounter, no matter what mission we were about to embark on, we were all in this together, one team and one fight. And the thing about this patch that is interesting to know is that it actually can be worn in reverse as well. And so this next slide, you'll see this other patch here where this flag is in reverse. And some of you might think, well, that's relatively odd. But if you look on some of the uniforms, if this patch is worn on the right shoulder, it actually is in reverse. And the reason for that is that this patch symbolizes forward movement. And so from the position on the right side, you see the star fields of blue and with the stars facing forward. Again, that symbolization of moving forward. Now, this is something that is back in traditional days, this image that we saw back in the days when we fought wars and we had flag bearers. You actually saw this reverse image. And as the flag bearer would move forward into battle, you would see this reverse flag. And it would be a message to the people following into battle that it's time to move forward. It's time to defend. It's time to fight for a future that is worth fighting for. And yes, as we move forward in the military, it was always a nod for the future. And I believe and I know in my heart of hearts that our military has been protecting and shaping our future for many years. Now, I've traded in my flight suit for a civilian suit, for sports coats, sweaters, and here lately, a lot of polos. I've been wearing a lot of polos, so I don't know. But you know, I no longer wear the flight suit. But here's the thing. I still work for an organization that is all about moving forward, and an organization that's about creating a better future for our nation. And that's something that gives me great pride, and it's truly an honor. You know, the founder of this, yeah, you could clap on that. I'm honored, yes. The founder of this organization used to say that every child, every youth has infinite value. And at Colorado Uplift, we believe that the best investment we can make in our future is by investing in our youth today. When we look at Colorado Uplift, we're building these long-term, life-changing relationships in order to raise up leaders, leaders that are in our communities that are serving, and not just serving, but they're actually thriving in our communities. We have a lot of data that supports that statement. You know, for instance, when we take a look at some of the challenges that our youth are dealing with today, the increasing challenges with mental health and the feelings of isolation. In fact, there's studies that tell us that 44% of our youth today feel some sort of isolation or disconnection. But yet, when we look at our students, they report to us that they have a positive outlook on life in the future. And nearly 90% of them say that they feel cared for and even loved. And that's because of Colorado Uplift. We also have noted over the years, when we look at graduation rates, the graduation rates for our students has consistently been above 90% compared to their peers where it's been anywhere from 65 to 70%. A recent study that was done thanks to the sponsorship of Elevate, this study did a look into our alumni and their life and what they were up to. And what it found in this study is that Uplift alumni were twice as likely to be involved in positive community service as their peers. I think that's pretty compelling. Yeah, that is pretty compelling. And the study went on to share with us things, you know, to validate the fact that our students tend to go to college at higher rates and also tend to complete college at a higher rate. So again, we think about our students truly, truly thriving. So what is tonight about? Well, tonight at the end of the day, it's about getting more of that, doing more of that. We want to see more of that in our communities. So you're going to hear some stories of triumphs and some stories of transformation in our students' lives as well as in our communities. But you're also going to hear a little bit about our vision and where we hope to go. We envision a nation that's full of communities of character and compassion. And we believe in order to get there, we must increase the number of students and families that we serve. And our way of doing that is by connecting and partnering with more community uplifters like you. So your flight path tonight is a pretty direct one. It's pretty straightforward, actually. It's one of interest, one of inspiration, and one of investment. In terms of interest, Charles Kettering reminds us that everyone should have some kind of interest in the future because it's where we're going to spend the rest of our lives. It really is. Everybody, the rest of your lives will be spent in the future. So that by itself should get some interest. But we're hoping that tonight we will actually uplift your interest in the future. And yes, the pun is intended. The next part of your flight path is one of inspiration. We want that we hope that you hear some things tonight, but we don't want it just to register with your mind. We want it to go to your heart. And hopefully you'll hear something, or you'll be touched in some way through a conversation where you actually feel what we're talking about, where you actually feel the impact that you can be a part of. Because if you feel that, you actually might be willing to move to the next stage of your flight path, which is one of investment. And ultimately, we hope to move all of you to be investors in our future. And when I say our future, I really mean our future. It is a collective future. You know, Martin Luther King, and some of you have heard me use this quote before, but he has this great quote when he talks about the inextricable link around our futures. He says, I can't be all that I ought to be until you are all that you ought to be. And you can't be all that you ought to be until I am all that I ought to be. In other words, we're all in this together. One team, one fight. And an investment in our students and an investment in our communities is an investment in your future as well. So again, welcome aboard. Thank you for joining us as we take flight into the future, and more specifically, our future. It is an honor to serve our students. It is an honor to serve our communities. And it is an honor to serve this great nation with you. Thank you. And next, I'd like to invite Mark and Roberto up. He's going to talk a little bit about himself there, but as Mark comes up, you have to know this is one of the finest young men, and I say young, compared to me, that you ever want to meet. Just tremendous. And you're going to hear his story. You're going to hear a little bit about Mark, but you know, Mark is one of those teacher mentors, and now he's a site operation manager that has a special place in my heart. The time and attention that he puts on our students is one thing, but also just for the organization as a whole, and just really willing to sacrifice and go above and beyond on a consistent basis. So I'm going to turn it over to Mark and let him introduce himself and talk a little bit about Roberto as well. All right.
Thank you. Check. Thank you, Joe. Well, welcome to Uplifting Communities, taking flight into the future. Thank you for being with us tonight, whether you're tuning in person, or you're tuning in virtually. We're so excited to share the future and the vision of Colorado Uplift with you tonight. Joe introduced myself. My name is Mark Sines, and I've been on staff with Colorado Uplift for the last 8 years, currently serving as the site operations manager of the North area. But my time with Uplift goes much deeper than that. I was a former student in the program at one time at West High School, and my time in the program was not only amazing, but it was absolutely life-changing. And it was to the mentors that were in my life that I am where I am today. And so I just want to thank them. Some of them are in this room right now, and still to this day, Adrian, Kevin Byerly, Pammy, Jerry Torres, who's not here tonight, but his wife Bernadette, who's still on staff. They've just been a huge impact in my life throughout these last throughout the time that I've been in the program. But I would like to introduce a former student of mine when I was a teacher mentor over at West High School. His name is Roberto Baesteros, and he just wants to share a brief stories of the impact that Uplift has had on his life.
Hi, everyone. Oh. So, hi, everyone. I'm Roberto. I don't really know what to say because I didn't plan anything, but I just wanted to thank everyone for coming. Of course, this program is amazing, so it has changed my life. Mark, I see Jerry, and I know there's more teachers out here, but they just feel like family, you know? I can't really explain it, but they just become like more than friends, more than family. And it's just, there's so many things that I've done with them, from snowboarding to 5-day backpacking trips. It just changed my life. Those backpacking trips without a phone, they just become like family. So it's like you don't have no one to talk to. So they're like, you got to talk to someone. But yeah, it's just crazy to see how like one class, I never thought that a class like this, you know, I just thought, oh, it's another class in high school, but they've changed my life, you know. I know I have some people to call when I'm feeling like I ain't making it, you know. So I know I've called Mark a couple times, like 10 o'clock at night, Mark, I need help. But yeah, this program has just changed my life, basically. I know I have a lot of father figures now. I never really had no one like that, so it means a lot. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Roberto. And just to speak to the type of student that he was quiet, he was shy, and he came in not really knowing what the program was as a freshman. And to see, now he's graduated, but to see the transformation that he had in the last 4 years to being one of our top lift leaders that would go to an elementary school once a week and then mentor our 4th and 5th grade students over at Newland Elementary, just to see the growth in him, to take that leap and to not only just be comfortable speaking in front of students, but taking that initiative as a leader with the other students to say, hey, this is like, they look up to us, and it's important that we put our full effort into everything that we do. And so just the transformation that we've seen in him as a student has been amazing. He's just a great young man, and we're so excited to see where he continues on through life. So one more round of applause for Roberto, please.
Thank you.
So at this time, we are going to ask that you would turn your attention back to our screen for our virtual program. We will be back up here later tonight to share with you how you could possibly become a part of the future of Colorado Uplift. And we just thank you guys again. So sit back, enjoy, and take flight into the future. Thank you.
Good evening, passengers. This is your captain speaking. First, I'd like to welcome everyone on Uplift Flight 2021. We are currently cruising at an altitude of 33,000 feet at an airspeed of 400 miles per hour. The weather looks good and the tailwind on our side. We are expected to land approximately 15 minutes ahead of schedule. Until then, sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the flight. Please direct your attention to this monitor as we review Uplift Flight 2021.
Good evening. My name is Walt Rakowich, and I'm the chairman of the board at Colorado Uplift. I'm honored to be aboard this flight with you this evening. For many years, I spent my life traveling on flights around the world. People from different backgrounds, life circumstances, all in a space together, headed toward the same destination. When turbulence hits, we all experience it. Here at Colorado Uplift, we believe that no matter if you find yourself riding in a coach or in first class, we all deserve the opportunity to take flight in our lives. For our students, Colorado Uplift gives them that opportunity. In fact, you give our students the opportunity to take flight when you invest in our program. For almost 4 decades, we've been uplifting communities, building up young leaders, calling forth their potential, and providing them with the opportunities they need to transform their lives, transform their families, and change their communities from the inside out. I hope this evening's flight will inspire you to imagine what our city could look like if we all took hold of the belief that every student deserves this opportunity. And when our students rise, we all rise. I hope as you hear our vision for where Uplift is heading, you're inspired as I am to join our mission. The only way we will reach more students and transform our city is if everyone on board joins in our mission. Thank you for joining us tonight as we take flight in the future of Uplift.
Tonight, we are featuring an incredible nonprofit that's been serving our most underserved communities for the past 4 decades. There are more than 130,000 underserved youth in Denver and Aurora. This is their reality. Colorado Uplift believes the solution to these problems is providing youth with a caring adult. They have full-time staff that represents the communities they serve and are available to students 24/7, year-round. The program is holistic, impacting many areas of a student's life, and the commitment is long-term, beginning in 4th grade and lasting through high school and beyond. High school students also engage in cross-age mentoring, creating a cycle of leaders built from within. Unfortunately, the need is high, and while many schools have requested the program, there aren't enough resources to reach them all. But what if every school in need had the Uplift program? What if all students had an Uplift mentor they could call when times got tough? What if the barriers between these students and opportunities are broken down, showing them what college and their future could look like? If once they graduated high school, they became part of an alumni association that helped them navigate college, a new job, and even starting a family? And what if these students believed that they could accomplish anything? Just imagine, Uplift students could be our future. If these students became leaders in their communities, if their families and neighborhoods started to change, the communities that are known for poverty and violence could become a beacon for opportunity. The ones to cure cancer, to solve issues in the inner city, to run boardrooms or coach at the highest levels. What if instead of reaching 3,500 students, Uplift could reach 25,000? What if this vision, one of transformed lives and communities, of breaking cycles of poverty and raising up leaders of character and communities of compassion, is achievable? What if the only thing standing between this reality was us? What if? Colorado Uplift is looking for people who want to make a difference by changing lives and families and elevating their communities. Uplift supporters are essential in bringing positive and lasting transformation to Colorado. For more information and to support Colorado's most at-risk communities, please visit coloradouplift.org. Your support could change the future.
Yes, Uplift do a lot of things for me and my kids. Yeah, because some kids, sometimes they don't know what they are doing, but yeah, since my kids join Uplift, those kids know they are left and right.
So I went to Hale Middle School, and one day at lunchtime we had these people, like at that time I didn't know them. They were like, sign up and you'll get to go on field trips with us, get to hang out with us for one of your classes. They'll swap it out and you'll get to be in one of their classes. So I was like, okay, why not? Okay, I'll join. After middle school, I went on to high school, and I met the Beavers in 9th grade at one of the Uplift galas. So, and the Beavers became like more than mentors for me as well. Uplift kind of helped me to grow as a leader because during 11th and 12th grade, I joined Advanced Leadership. They did like an alternative trip to California, and with that one, we went and I believe we painted a school and kind of made the landscape look nice. So it's all part of the service that they teach you. They try to teach you as a senior, like to get college ready or whatever else you want to do if you want to head towards a job. So when I was a senior, with the help of my mentors, I applied for FAFSA and also did the Common App and also applied for scholarships. But then not knowing that Uplift through the Beavers that they were going to provide me with a scholarship for like all 4 years of my entire, I guess, college career.
I would say thank you to everybody in Uplift. You know, people, they join in Uplift, they help her. It's not Uplift, she can meet other people. Because of Uplift, she meets a lot of people.
They definitely help in building a good foundation for urban youths to stand on. And not only that, they were able to provide me with a lot of experiences that I could, you know, talk about. And even if we were in school and people were like, oh, I went skiing, I could also be like, yeah, been there, done that, whatever, next, you know? So it was things like that, the exposure that I got from Uplift.
Now, because of Uplift, she's a big girl now. Yeah, she's a big girl. She already finished her master's. I'm so happy, you know. Yeah, I'm proud. I'm proud of her.
I would like to say a huge thank you as well to Uplift for making a difference in a lot of people's lives in terms of being an enabler in people's lives and encouraging them to do what they thought they couldn't do. Never did I ever imagine as an immigrant from Ghana that I would live in the United States, go to school in the United States, finish college in the United States, and go on to get a master's degree in the United States. So I guess in a sense, I did build, you know, like long-term, life-changing relationships with everyone that I met along the path.
The role Uplift is playing to uplift our community is impacting the Denver metro area in a positive way. My name is Bryant Shawn. I'm the principal at East Middle School in Aurora Public Schools. We have a wonderful connection and collaboration with the Uplift organization. We select kids that have the opportunity, instead of taking a PE or an art, they have an opportunity to be in a leadership class. I think about a kid last year, Amari Fair, one of my favorite kids. He was busy. That's my positive spin on some of the decisions that he made. I know that he had an opportunity to engage, and I was able to see him change as a 7th grader to leaving and departing last year as an 8th grader. He's a kid that I think about often. You know, and I ask myself, like, is he making the right decisions when nobody's around? And I know that Uplift has a big part in a lot of students after they leave school. Some of the seeds that have been planted for them, they continue to develop as they mature. I think oftentimes, you know, schools depend so much on resources. Uplift provides that opportunity, and as the principal of a school, my job is to remove obstacles and barriers that provide access for success. And when those things are missing, sometimes you have to be more focused on resourcefulness than resources. And when Uplift is able to come in and support a school, those resources they're worth their weight in gold. Great schools create great communities, and as Uplift is uplifting our school on its way to greatness, and the leadership development that they focus on is a big part of how we're building our community and our school.
My name's Liliana Castillo. I started Uplift in 4th grade during their Little Lift program. And then from there, I went to Kepner Middle School, where I did the elective class. And that's where I met my mentor, Serena Rodriguez, and a few others. But she's the one that really stuck with me. She's been there for my quinceañera, my high school graduation, my college graduation. It's been great, but she's also been there for me when it got really rocky, those turbulence, right, that we all experience. Where I grew up, it was high school graduation that's great, you did that. There was never something more. And I just got hope that I could go to college, that a Latina from the neighborhood that I grew up in is able to do that because Serena did that. In 9th grade, my mom got diagnosed. Well, she had a schizophrenic break where we didn't know what to do, right? Like, we never experienced anything like that before. My dad was a fish out of water, basically. He wasn't sure how to deal with everything, and he was focused on her, and I had no one, and I felt alone. And so when she was hospitalized during the holiday season, I didn't know what to do, who to go to, but I had Serena, and I remember once I couldn't go into the hospital, and I was outside, and I can't see my mom like that. She came to pick me up, and I was just able to cry with her, and she was there. But even then, I still felt alone, just at home. We weren't that family that I had before she got sick, and I didn't want to be here. I didn't want that anymore. I contemplated suicide, and I was able to open up to her about it, and she was just a shoulder to cry on, someone she got it, and she was just there. My mom did get better, and I was able to get through it. It was still hard, but I had Serena next to me. I don't know what I would have done without her, because I know that her impact on me, she's having it on all our students now. So now I am working at Uplift, and I am the operations support specialist. So I do a little bit of everything, and I absolutely love it. I'm just grateful that I was not only part of the program, but now I'm able to give back to our students, but also our teacher mentors who are like family. Uplift changed my life.
Have you ever been on a plane and experienced moments of turbulence? A sudden drop in elevation when you were so afraid and unsure that your heart felt like it was beating out of your chest. In their book entitled Lift, Ryan and Robert Quinn suggest that just like aeronautical forces provide the lift for airplanes to counter the force of gravity, we can employ human forces to elevate the integrity and achievement of people. As you've heard, many of our students experience moments of turbulence in their lives. When Uplift shows up, the turbulence doesn't disappear, but we know how to lift our students and help them build the requisite character and resilience to get through those moments. By providing structures of challenge, support, and accountability, our mentors help our students and our communities soar to new heights. And from this altitude, we see a future that is full of promise. A city full of a new generation of leaders contributing to positive transformation. where people within communities and across communities are connected by a strong sense of character and compassion, becoming true community uplifters. At Uplift, we believe in this future and have created a strategic plan on how we intend to support it. The plan calls for expanding our reach within and across communities, going from serving 3,500 students to 7,000 students, with an eye for one day reaching a critical mass of over 25,000 students in Denver and Aurora. It consists of creating meaningful learning opportunities for our students that will include apprenticeships as well as internships. And eventually, it calls for the creation of a sustained presence in our communities through the development of a state-of-the-art campus facility. This full-service campus will serve as an epicenter for educating, developing, and inspiring character and compassion in our communities. We are so excited about this vision and plan for the future and hope that you're willing to get on board and help give our students and communities a much-needed lift. We can't lift them without you.
Good evening. My name is Nicole, and I'm the Development Director at Colorado Uplift. To all of our incredible donors and supporters that have been flying with Uplift all of these years, we want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for your generosity and continued investment in our young leaders. If you've just boarded and are new to our mission of building long-term, life-changing relationships with urban youth, we are so glad you are here. This vision we have to impact more students, end waiting lists at schools, and transform communities starts here with each of us. Here in our city, there are 130,000 underserved youth. If we are going to increase the number of students we serve from 3,500 per year to 25,000, we simply need more people to join us and invest in our mission. I want to invite you this evening to give. For just $1,200 per year, Uplift is able to provide a student with mentors and opportunities that will change their flight path. Each donation qualifies for the child care tax credit, meaning after taxes, your donation could cost as little as 30 cents on the dollar. It truly is one of the best investments you can make. As Walt said earlier, when our students rise, we all rise. That's a beautiful view, isn't it? Thank you for giving and investing in this next generation so that they are able to take flight into the future we know they deserve. Together, we can uplift our community and take flight into our future.
Thank you for flying with Uplift Airlines. I am honored to be on this flight with you this evening. From all of us at Uplift, we want to thank you for flying with us, and we hope to see you again soon.
Please welcome to the stage Dr. Rhonda Richmond.
Hello. Okay, can everybody hear me? Okay. It's so nice to be here tonight and to be able to speak for Colorado Uplift. I'm extremely nervous, not because of who you are, but I'm nervous because I have so much to share that it's hard to put it all into a small, tiny little speech and say, this is the thing. But when I think about Colorado Uplift, I think about impact. First of me in the home that I grew up in. So a little bit about where I came from. My mom was an addict. My dad was bipolar. In my grandmother's foster home, we had anywhere from 15 to 18 children in the house. When I met Mike Riley, He would come in his van, pick us up, and take us out of the house and do something different with us. It wasn't just about being in a summer program, at a summer camp. It was really about building relationship and teaching me a skill set I didn't know I really needed until later on in my life when I was going to be challenged with some of the hardest things I've ever dealt with. And Uplift did that. That little bit of impact had me seeing myself in a different way, had me looking for something that I hadn't thought I could ever look for before. Uplift taught me how to teach. It taught me how to use love in a good way, not manipulative. It taught me how to value people, and it taught me how to be confident. I didn't know I would need that till I left Uplift. When I found myself the ex-wife of a very abusive man, raising a daughter by myself, still dealing with illiteracy, because what my teachers at Uplift didn't know was that I graduated functionally illiterate from high school. I was able to pretend well enough to do what I thought I needed to do and what I could do, but not good enough to do what I needed to do to sustain myself in my life. And having a little daughter and looking at my life and saying, I have no idea what I'm going to do, and then realizing that my daughter had as many disabilities as I did, and I was going to have to teach her, I realized I had to go back to school, and I did. That's the second time I realized the impact of Uplift, because I started using the skills I learned in the classroom as a teacher in Uplift to teach myself and my kid at home. So I get up, 5 o'clock. My team knows this. Elevate isn't here too. But I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'd learn what my kids were learning. I'd go to school, I'd go to work, I'd come back and I'd reteach. And when my daughter exhibited behaviors from her disability that made it hard for me, I went back to what I learned in in Uplift. I'm going back and forth between terms because I now work for both organizations. And it's so crazy. But I had to learn that. And then my daughter became my teacher mentor. And she said, Mom, you need to teach in public school. I said, I don't want to teach in public school. And she said, you need to. So she pushed me, bullied me to get my doctorate. And I became a special education teacher. And again, I needed my skills that I learned from Uplift. And I learned that through relationship, care, love, I could start getting kids off of their IEPs. I could start pushing them to go to college. I started doing things with them. And it changed my world, not just theirs. And it made me a better mom. And it made me a better human. So when I found out that I was coping with autism, I again used my Elevate skills to learn how to look people in the eye, to learn how to stand up tall, and to learn how to push my kids to go beyond the things that they thought were holding them down. Uplift, impact, life-changing. When we're up here talking about what this does to people and how the change is for people and why it's so hard to put that into words, we're talking about our entire lives here. I went from having zero vision, thinking that the only thing I could do in life was get married and maybe have kids and just live in a house somewhere, to now I've been a teacher, a principal, an artist, a public speaker. Your fault. But I became something other than what I thought I could be. And that's because of Mike Riley, Vic, Salt, Marcy. I love you guys. I love you because of what you did for me and for my children and for my family. I love you for who you are. So I thank all of you for being here today. not just because you're giving, but because you're allowing us to be able to say thank you, because we don't get to say it all the time. And it's really hard to figure out all the right words to say when someone has left an imprint in your life and on your heart. So I very much appreciate each and every one of you. And I thank you for allowing me to speak today. Have a nice night.
Please welcome to the stage Vic Nelm and Nicole Peters.
Are you enjoying your flight so far? Normally you have peanuts, but we got French chicken breasts. Can we hear it for this banquet staff here at Empower? Awesome job, you guys. And I'll be back to get my cake, so don't take that just yet. But no, it's been a wonderful night. And Rhonda, that was beautiful. Dr. Rhonda. I can still call her Rhonda, though, see? But good job. She said it well, how much we appreciate the impact. I, too, am a product of the program. I was a student in the program and went on to be a staff member, and I think it's, with student and staff years, it's about 38 years, almost 40 years that I've been here. I was a part of the original students, and that was before we became an in-school program. Butch and I were just talking about that. I feel like I'm older than Butch now, but been here a long time, maybe 30 years on staff, and I just realized, you know, they just can't get rid of me. But it's been a beautiful journey because of what, as you've heard, what this program means to so many of us. My children, my wife, my beautiful wife, yeah, who was also a staff member. Our kids were raised up in the program, and it sticks with you. It becomes more than just a class or a program or an organization. It becomes family. It becomes family, and so that's what you're investing in tonight. Dr. Sanders talked about the interest in and the inspiration and the investment. And now we get to the fun part of the investment. Come on now. Say, yeah. All right. And so with that, I'm going to bring up the lovely Miss Nicole, and she's going to talk about what that investment looks like. Let's hear it for her.
Thank you, Vic. Well, good evening. I'm choked up. That was amazing. And as I look around the room, just so many of you have been investing in this mission for so many years. And so what an honor to be here tonight and get to share this evening with you. I hope your heart is as full as mine hearing these stories of life. They've been transformed, and that's what we're all about here at Uplift. And so I want to invite all of you now. You have these amazing yellow cards, if I can hold them the correct way. I'm not Vanna White. They have numbers on them. They have your name on the back. And we're going to do a paddle raise because we shared this vision with you. I hope you've got it. I hope you're excited. Vic's been here a little bit longer than I have, but all of our staff are so excited about this future that we have here at Uplift, and it includes each one of you at your tables. And so we would love for you to join us tonight. I know you've already seen my face on that video asking you to invest and give, and I'm here to do it again because that's what we do. So it's really simple. We are going to offer you guys the opportunity to invest in our mission. Essentially, as we move into this next phase of our strategic plan, we're wanting to go from 3,500 students of the 130,000 in Denver and Aurora that could use us. We're wanting to double that number and go to 7,000. Yeah. And Vic, you know there's a need, right? Absolutely. There's a need at your school.
You know, one of the things that me and Jacob were just talking about is that in most of our areas, we're one of the only elective classes that actually has a wait list. Like, kids are actually on a wait list to get in our class, which is always at capacity. And so so we're offering something, either that or they found out we have pizza or something, I don't know. But No, but they know what the value of the program is. And so so when you invest in us, you're invested into those kids, which allow us to open up more classrooms, and then we can get rid of those wait lists.
Yeah.
Somebody say, yeah. If Mike Riley was here, that's what he would say. Yeah.
So these numbers, we're going to do a paddle raise. Some of you have participated with us in the past doing a paddle raise. We are going to call out levels of investment, whether it be $100 or $10,000. And when that level comes up and you want to invest, you're simply going to hold this as high as you can up in the sky. Our lovely spotters are around the room. They're going to write down your number. So make sure you have your number and not your friend's number, or else you're going to be spending their money this evening. But really, from the bottom of our hearts, we want you to give as much as you can, because there are students like Liliana and like Dr. Rhonda, like Princella, who was on the video, and so many of our students who are here tonight who this program is life transforming for them. And so we want to give as much as we can tonight to see this vision come to pass. And it really is going to take each and every one of us. So we're excited to launch into our paddle raise. Are we excited? Walt, are you excited?
Yeah.
Let's go. Okay, so our first level is going to be $100. It is. There it is. You're going to see what it covers up here. Listen, our student cost is $1,200 a year. So essentially, if you can give $100, we're going to be well on our way to impacting more students. So if you would like to give $100 this evening, I'm going to ask you to raise your number nice and high. I see you. We're going to call out your number in our spotters, so hold them up till we see you. So we've got 78, 111, 23, 24, 32, 113, 112, 129. I should have brought my glasses. Did I get you all? Oh, one in the back. One. Can you see it?
129, 152.
Woo! Thank you. Thank you. Round of
152.
applause.
Did we?
Round of applause. $100.
Did we call
number
your,
8. Number 8.
If we didn't call your number, then keep it up there.
You all
All
are
right.
amazing. Thank
Awesome.
you. Thank
Come
you for
on,
giving.
let's hear it for all those
Let's
givers.
go. $100.
That's how you
All right,
invest.
taking it up. Our next level is going to be $500. This is going to provide a year of personal development for our staff. You guys know our staff. They're incredible humans, and we want to build them up to be the best leaders they can be. So $500, if you would like to give $500, raise them nice and high. We'll call out your number as we see them. 84, thank you so much. 47, 164, I want to say. Good. 52, thank you so much. Nice and high. 39. We see you. Thank you so much.
Hey!
Amazing.
That's Mike Riley right there.
Anyone else? $500 in the back.
119 and 161.
Looking good. You guys are looking
Awesome.
good. Holding up those numbers. 45. Thank you.
That's how
the
old
great
Diane is.
matriarch. Oh,
45.
Diane Hutchison is here with us. We're so grateful. Anyone else? $500. Nice and high. Final. Some of our students are trying to.
Stop.
You got
you raise that.
We
You
will
gotta
come for you.
buy it.
We will come for that money. All
He
right, thank
threw
you
it over
guys.
there to his buddy.
$500. You guys are amazing. Okay. Next.
Awesome.
Next
Awesome.
up,
Let's hear it for that 500 group
500.
right there.
Here
Yeah.
we go. Here we go. So our next level is going to be the cost of our program for one student for an entire year. I do think this is honestly the best investment you can make. We have a lot of numbers we'll start calling. Just a reminder, your donation can cost as little as 30 cents on the dollar. It's an incredible tax break that we have available to us. So lots of numbers, 1,200. This means you will be scholarshiping a student for the entire year. That includes all their camps, all the mentoring. Amazing. Left to right, here we go.
So we got 40, 25.
Thank you so much.
86.
Amazing, thank you.
82. 83.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
48. 1. 65. 62. 63. 15.
Thank you.
Awesome. Moving toward the back. 118. Is that all right? Got
Whoa.
it. 24. 115 and 116.
Looking good.
120. All right. 125. 122. 57. 56. 158.
Thank you, guys.
Did you hear your number called?
Woo!
All right. Let's
give it up. That's a lot of kids.
Wonderful.
That's a lot of students being scholarships. You guys are amazing.
That is beautiful.
You ready to take it up?
Yes, to go.
Let's go. Next level. this is where it's getting fun, right? This is where it starts to really get that impact. I like it. You like it. You're excited. Okay, $5,000. This is our annual mentoring budget. So some of you heard when our students were bonding with those teacher mentors, this is what we do after school. That's where we build those relationships with our students. For elementary, middle school, and high school, we're reaching those students, whether it's 4th grade, seniors in high school, and beyond. So $5,000, if you've got it in your heart, if you raise your number nice and high, we'll call you out, and we're so grateful. 31, thank you so much. 22, thank you. 21, amazing, thank you. 33, amazing, thank you. 40, thank you, sir. 76, thank you.
3.
Number 3, thank you so much. 117,
there
thank
it
you,
is.
thank you.
Any
Amazing.
other numbers?
Amazing,
Awesome.
amazing. Are we having fun? Do you guys like giving? It's fun up here. It's so fun. Just calling out these, it's a blast. And what great faces out here.
We're seeing lives change right
yes,
before our eyes.
Yes, that is true.
Flashing in numbers.
That is true. Okay, I think we're at our final level this
Yes.
evening. Unless, listen, there's no cap here, right? It's going to take us $1.2 million next year above and beyond to double our impact. So if you have that lying around at home, you just let us know. We'd love to take you for coffee and talk further. So final level tonight, $10,000. This provides our summer day camp for 150 students. That's incredible. Anyone go to summer day camp? You don't have to hold up your number. I won't call you out. Did you go to summer day camp? Did it have an impact on your life? Anyone get to go? And yeah, I see some not. No one's wanting to hold up their hands at this point. All right, let's get it started. $10,000. Let's see what we can do tonight.
The other thing about that, Dr. Sanders, he said we're all in this together, We're going to see communities change together. We're uplifting community. And so, we like to say, one team, you
one
say
fight.
one fight. Okay, here we go. One team.
One fight.
One team.
One fight.
All right, so let's take flight together. 42. All right,
Thank
27.
You. Thank you. Thank
14.
you. Amazing.
13.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you.
Who else we got? I have
Any
my
others at the
glasses on. I still can't see,
10K?
so you got to raise it up real high. All right. Did we get them
That
all?
was good.
All right. Let's give a hand. Let's give a hand. Awesome. You are going to transform our communities with power and strength, and so we're excited about that. Anything else up here?
We just want to say thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us here in person. It is really, really good to see your faces. Some of you we haven't seen, and it feels like way too long. So please, we are going to wrap up the program. If you are joining online, we have not forgot about you. Hi, thank you for coming. The link to give is in the chat, but you can always just go to our website and there's a donate button there. Feel free to click on that and give if you are ever moved to give. That is where you can do it, or feel free to give us a call at the office and we'd love to connect with you. So just thank you from the bottom of our hearts for being here, for showing up for our students, for making the transformation that you heard tonight possible. Our vision is big and we are so honored that you guys are on board with us. This is a flight I'd like to crash with. We're not crashing, but I'm just saying it'd be a good group. We'd have a solid crew. So thank you to all of our sponsors that made tonight possible. Thank you to our staff and students who are out there doing the work. Thank you to our incredible donors, our incredible leaders that are here with us this evening. None of this is possible without you, and so we're just honored to be here with you all tonight. We're going to stay and mingle, so we'd love to come and shake your hand or give you a hug and thank you for all you've done. We have a lot of students and staff here as well, so if you'd like to go and get to know them, I would encourage it. They're incredible humans. And I know they learn from us, but we learn just as much from them. So encourage you to do that. Stick around. Thank you again for coming. And great question. Thank you. She's like, girl, tell them how to pay. Yes, collect the cash. See, I got my wingman up here. So if you would like to check out, really easy, your name has your paddle number on it, right? So you'll just swing by the registration table. On the way out, we can take cash, card, check, Bitcoin. You let us know how you want to pay. We'll make it happen. You also should have some donation cards in your program this evening. So if you'd like to just fill that out with your credit card information and seal it up, we'll get those processed tonight and get that receipt to you as soon as possible. So swing by the registration on the way out and they can swipe your credit card and get that payment taken care of. And we're so grateful. Thank you for coming. Please stick around. Please come say hi and chat with us. And we're honored to take flight with you into our future.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, guys. Enjoy the rest of that dessert,
yes.
Inez. We're as staff, we're around to mingle, talk, share more stories about the program. But thank you for coming out tonight, and thank you for joining us online. Please give and contribute and help us change the city for the better. All right, take care.
Thank you.